thousands of dollars in equity in their homes. And so they started taking the equity out of their homes. They started borrowing against their houses, refining their houses in the 90s and in the early 2000s. And when they had tapped out their houses, then they went to their credit cards. I remember the first credit card I ever got. It was in the early 1970s, probably around 75. In 75, I would have been 24 years old. I owned a small business in Michigan. I don't remember the exact which year it was, but it was right around there. But what I do remember about it is that I had never been able to qualify for a credit card. And that year I made more money than my dad had ever made. And I owned a little business. We had 18 people working for us. And I was so proud of myself. And but the measure of my success was that American Express gave me a credit card. Right? And that's how hard it was to get a credit card. I had to make more than my dad did to get a credit card at the age of 24 or 25, whatever it was. Now, and credit card debt was pretty much meaningless. Nobody carried any kind of substantial balance on their credit card. It was, it was crazy. You don't do that. Credit card is not, it's not a revolving line of credit. If you want a line of credit, you do it with your house. And if you can't do it with your house, you go to the bank and you borrow money. But, credit cards. Now, average credit card debt in the United States, depending on whose numbers you're using, is somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000 per person across the United States. So first we wiped out our houses to try to maintain our standard, to try to keep as if our wages were going up with productivity, right? To try and keep ourselves on that line. But wages were flat. So first women went to work, then we tapped out our houses, then we tapped out our credit cards, and then we tapped out our kids. Right? I remember I didn't graduate from college, but I went to two different colleges, and I was able to, for the time that I went there, this was in the late 60s, I was able to put myself through college working as a waiter, a dishwasher, and a cook at various days of the week at Bob's Big Boy on Trowbridge Road in East Lansing. I worked across the street at the Exxon station, pumping gas and changing brake pads and changing tires. I worked as a DJ on the weekends at WITL AM and FM Lansing, Michigan, doing, playing Waylon Jennings and country music. I mean, this is and you could pay your. I have no student debt. I didn't know anybody who had it. Well, I knew one person, one guy who had student debt, and that was because he was working on his master's degree in mathematics, and he had to borrow money for his graduate degree. But basically, you could, my mom actually graduated from Michigan State University in 48, I think it was, or 46. It must have been like 48 or 49, because it was just before she met my dad. And she paid her way through college by working as a lifeguard in Charlotte, Michigan in the summers. A lifeguard, 3 months a year, paid for college and all her living expenses. I mean, and her mother was broke because my mom's father, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather died when she was 13 years old. And her mother was the city clerk in Charlotte, Michigan, and she made just, basic enough. So, anyhow, the Jetsons' dream got robbed. We done got robbed. And people have a sense of this, of what happened. That, from George Washington until Ronald Reagan, productivity and wages went together. And then when Reagan came in with Reaganomics, wages flattened out and productivity continued to go up. Well, that gap produced two things. It produced, on the one hand, an enormous amount of debt, which I just described to you, that credit card debt, that home debt, that $1 trillion in student debt, that when I was a kid, back in the day, we didn't even know about student, right? Seriously, right? You could go out to California, go to college for free. And this, by the way, was not a new idea. Abe Lincoln started the land-grant colleges like Michigan State University, where I went to school briefly. Abe Lincoln started them with the idea that everybody should be able to go to school free. He gave enough land, they're called land-grant colleges, he gave them enough land that they could work that land and pay for the tuition of students. They could cut the trees, they could grow cows, which is what they did at MSU, and corn, or they could whatever. But, and it wasn't a new or unique idea to Abe Lincoln. Thomas Jefferson on his tombstone, the guy who, was president of the United States twice from 1800 to 1808, 1809, 1801 to 1809 technically. Thomas Jefferson wrote his own tombstone. He wrote his own epitaph, and he did not even put on there that he was President of the United States. He was not the most proud of that. I mean, he was very proud of it, but the thing that he was most proud of, in addition to being the author of the Declaration of Independence and the author of the Virginia Declaration of Religious Liberty, the thing that he was the most proud of was that he was the founder of the University of Virginia, which was America's first free college. Anybody could go to the University of Virginia if they could pass the entrance exams, if they could demonstrate that they were capable of going to college. So yeah, people know